All right, let's unpack what went down in the United States Championship match. This was WrestleMania 41, Night 1, LA Knight, the champ then, versus Jacob Fatu, the challenger. And the whole thing felt charged right from the start, didn't it? Because you've got these two guys who are just polar opposites almost.
Totally.
LA Knight, he's got all that swagger, the crowd behind him. The
Yeah.
chants were, well, they were loud.
Mm-hmm.
And he's up against Jacob Fatu, who just gives off this, like, wild, unpredictable vibe, a real savage energy.
Yeah, and it all led to a pretty big moment for the U.S. title, didn't it? The title change.
It sure did.
Yeah.
But let's back up a bit. Even the entrances kind of told the story.
Oh, definitely. That's a great point. They really telegraphed a lot about who these characters are.
Right. So LA Knight rolls up in a Maserati. I mean, that's just peak megastar, isn't it? Such a statement. The crowd ate it up.
Absolutely. It's visual shorthand, right? It says, I'm rich, I'm famous, I'm the star. It just reinforces everything he says about himself.
And then you get Fatu.
Yeah, totally different vibe. He comes out wearing this intense werewolf mask, and he's with Solo Sikoa.
Right. And Solo takes the mask, heads to the back.
And immediately you're thinking, okay, what's going to happen here? Is Solo going to interfere? It creates this this sense of unease.
Even though he didn't actually get involved later.
Exactly. But that initial moment, that bit of mystery, it just added to Fatu's whole unpredictable aura, you know?
Definitely set a different tone. Okay, so the bell rings. Knight comes out hot.
Yeah.
Lots of strikes, shoulder blocks. He hit that leaping neck breaker pretty early. Looked like he wanted to set the pace fast.
Yeah, that makes sense for him. Use his speed, his agility, try and overwhelm Fatu maybe, keep him off balance.
But Fatu, well, he's just a powerhouse, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. He weathered that initial storm and then boom, that pop-up Samoan drop just out of nowhere.
A real reminder of that explosive strength.
And it was interesting, Knight went for the BFT, his finisher, really early.
He did.
And Fatu just blocked it, shut it down.
Right away, that tells you, okay, this isn't going to be easy for Knight. Hitting his big move might be a struggle.
Exactly. Establish that dynamic right there.
So then we got some back and forth. Knight hit a drop kick to Fatu's knee. Then that wrecking ball drop kick sending Fatu outside. Knight trying to use his speed again. Target the legs, maybe.
Seems like it. Smart strategy, trying to ground the bigger man. But Fatu's agility is just, it's kind of unreal for a guy his size.
Like that moment, Knight went for a dive. Was it off the top?
I think so, yeah. And Fatu just plucked him out of the air. Pow. Power slam.
Oof. That stops your momentum dead, doesn't it?
Completely. Just total control shift right there.
But then, Fatu goes for that running sentence splash.
And Knight gets the knees up.
Yes. The counters in this match were relentless. Both guys seemed really prepared for what the other might throw at them.
Oh, absolutely. You could tell they'd scouted each other. They knew the counters were coming. It speaks volumes about their ring IQ.
And then we get to that really key sequence. Fatu tries the pop-up Samoan drop again,
Yeah.
but this time, Knight twists out of it. Counters into a crucifix bomb.
Beautiful counter. Just smooth.
And then immediately follows up, launches Fatu shoulder first into the ring post.
Uh-huh.
That felt huge.
Oh, it was. It felt like maybe that was Knight's big opening. He neutralized one of Fatu's signature power moves and inflicted some real damage with that ring post shot.
You felt it too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he hits the megastar elbow. The crowd went nuts. I thought that was it.
Me too. Classic Knight sequence. Looked like the finish.
But Fatu kicks out. Just sheer resilience. What does a near fall like that do? It just ramps everything up, doesn't it?
Totally elevates the drama. Makes you buy into the struggle even more. You start thinking, okay, what's it actually going to take to win this?
And Fatu proves he's still in it. Comes back with those big thrust kicks, the hip attacks.
Yeah.
Sets up the swanton bomb.
Another year fall.
Right. It was just back and forth, edge of your seat stuff.
A real roller coaster, like you said.
Okay. Then comes the moment. I think everyone thought this was the end. Fatu goes up for the double jump moonsault.
Which is just insane athleticism for a man that size.
Unbelievable. But as he's in midair, Knight pops up and catches him with the BFT.
Right out of the air. The timing.
The place must have exploded. What was your first thought?
That's it. Game over. I mean, how often do you see a counter that spectacular actually fail to get the pin? It looked perfect.
It really did. But somehow Fatu gets a hand on the bottom rope.
Just barely. Breaks the pin. You could almost see the disbelief on Knight's face.
Oh, yeah. How crucial was that rope break, looking back?
Absolutely pivotal. It kept the match alive for Fatu, obviously, but it also maybe planted that seed of doubt for Knight. Like, what else do I have to do?
Maybe made him a bit desperate.
Yeah.
And maybe that desperation created the opening Fatu needed for the actual finish.
Could be, because what came next was just brutal.
Yeah. Fatu hits that running senton while Knight is draped over the top rope.
Ouch. That looked nasty.
Then drags him up, hits the Samoan drop from the top rope.
Adding insult to injury there. Serious impact.
And then, just to make absolutely sure, not one, but two double jump moonsaults.
Back to back. That was definitive. No kicking out of that. 1, 2, 3. New champion.
Wow. Just recapping it. What a match. The styles were just night and day, weren't they?
Completely. You had Knight with his, agility, his signature spots, the charisma against Fatu's pure power, but also that surprising speed and just wild, unpredictable offense. You never quite knew what Fatu was going to pull out next.
And the commentary guys, they mentioned Knight had wrestled twice the night before. Do you think fatigue played a part maybe late in the match?
It's hard to say for sure, but you've got to think it's a factor, right? Wrestling at that level 2 nights in a row, especially at WrestleMania, it takes a toll.
Yeah, fair enough.
And Fatu just has this reputation, doesn't he? He's like a shark, always moving forward, relentless pressure. He's just incredibly difficult to stop once he gets going.
And the crowd, what did you make of their reaction? It seemed kind of mixed at first, maybe leaning Knight.
A little bit, yeah. But as the match went on, they got more and more into the action itself. You started hearing those dueling chants.
Right.
And by the end, when Fatu won, it felt like a genuinely positive reaction. Like they respected the hell out of the performance he put on.
Yeah, it felt like the match itself won them over.
Yeah.
The sheer physicality and drama.
Definitely. It suggests the story they told in the ring really connected. And that finish, like we said, those final moves were so impactful. No question about who won.
And then seeing Haku come out to celebrate with Fatu. That was a cool moment.
Yeah, really nice touch. Emphasizes that whole Anoa'i family legacy, connects him to that history.
And it's a huge deal for Fatu personally, right?
Mm.
His first singles championship in WWE.
Massive. And looking at the analysis, Meltzer's rating reflects a strong match, 3 3/4 stars. That's a really good match.
Definitely.
It really feels like it could be the start of something big for him, a new chapter.
Which leads to the question, what is next? People are already talking main event potential. But he's positioned as a heel, a bad guy.
Right.
And yet the fans seem to really enjoy watching him. It's that cool factor, maybe, that destructive style. How do they keep him as a heel if people are cheering him?
That's the tricky part, isn't it? Sometimes a villain gets so good, so compelling, that it's hard to keep the crowd booing them. They might have to lean into the savage aspect more, the sheer destruction, to maintain that heel edge, make him truly dangerous.
Interesting challenge for them. So, okay, let's wrap this part up. The bottom line. Jacob Fatu pins LA Knight, becomes the new United States champion at WrestleMania 41.
Yep, a really hard-hitting match, great showcase of their different styles, back-and-forth action, and ultimately a decisive title change that the crowd seemed to embrace.